What's going on, guys? Sinjin Halfnunk here with Halfnunk YGO, and I'm here with my good boy JohnMichael, and he's going to be showing us his sick Swordsoul deck, and it's worth a pretty penny in here. I think it's worth like 6K. We did some math on it, right? Probably more now, but
something like that.
yeah, probably more now.
I told Tinja not to put that in the video, but I know he's going to anyway.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's like super expensive. John here likes to take all of his money and put it into shiny cardboard. He's a lover of shiny hollow cardboard.
It's a good investment.
It is. All right, we're gonna jump right on into it.
Okay.
Okay.
Here's the main deck. It's got Swordsoul cards.
How many total in main?
40.
40. I don't know what that is, but that sounds terrifying.
Okay. This video might not ever get uploaded.
This might be the end. Slenderman outside. So yeah, 3-3-2.
3-3-2. I think it's always been like this. Some like when Desires went to 1 and we stopped playing it, we dropped that to 1. But I think that's like the perfect ratio. You slide Moye out, going second a lot of the times. I play 2 Ecclesia. I know a lot of people now are playing 3 of this card. I just don't think you need 3. And I'd rather have the option of the Water Tinny, which you'll see later on. So if you don't want to do like the weird blackout play where you banish from deck, and there's like some other cool applications with the Water Tinny, then you could play this at 3. Tinnies, 3 Ashina, 2 Adhara, 1 Vishuddha, 1 Chinthana. It's a lot lower of a Tinny package than what Swordsoul used to be, because we're not playing Circle or Vessel or any of that good stuff. And like I said, I like playing the 1 water because there's some cool plays with Blackout and like Ashuna. It just opens up like gates that you normally wouldn't have, and I like that utility over having a 3rd Ecclesia. You'd also just play both and play 41. That's not the worst thing in the world. And then our honorary like worm/tuner is Destrudo. So now the going second cards. We play 3 Veiler, 3 Ash, 3 Magnemite, 3 Drewsworm, a Saronir, and 3 Imperms. So obviously this deck's built to beat tier. All of these cards really are insane. I mean, obviously everybody knows about the Bystials, but like these cards have applications. Like shutting down Kit Kalos is really strong with these. There are sometimes when tier players like open kind of like subpar, and they have to, like they'll pitch like Shuffler with Mudor or whatever, and then you'll just Ash the Miller, and that's pretty much a wraps, especially if you have like any of these to follow up with. And then another thing for like the Veilers and Imperms, that's just really good against Flunder. And I hate that deck, so whatever we can do to make their life miserable.
In their dueling enjoyment.
Yes. And then we play 3 Emergence and 2 Desires. You could main deck Droplets if you really wanted to and play like 43, but I think this is a fine ratio. And I think Desires is really important. I know on Master Duel a lot of people don't play Desires, but I mean, it's literally Pot of Greed. So, and then 1 Blackout. There's an argument to play 2 of this because of Desires. There's also an argument to play 3 of this because this card's just like nutso, but reality of it is you don't want to open it. You just always want to have the option to either like draw it off of Desires after you've comboed, or like banish it with Shishao to make an extender, but I don't know. Yeah, obviously 1's been the number. It's pretty much stayed at forever. For the extra deck, shout out my Q token. My wife got me for a 1-year wedding anniversary. Love that. We play these 3 level 10s. This card's really good. This card's really good. This card's not as good as it used to be, but it's still pretty good when you go second. This is just like auto win against Sprite. This with a Bystial is also insane because you're like interrupting their play and getting rid of cards from the grave and field. So that's like pretty devastating. So yeah, all these have their own place, obviously. I play Chaofeng. A lot of people don't play this anymore, but there's a lot of combos in this deck where you don't open long one or a way to get to it right away. So most of the time, like in that play route, you'll make like your Shishao, right? And you'll have like an Adhara, so you'll do the banish blackout play, what have you. And it allows you to make this, and then you use the Adhara with this to go into Chaofeng. So you still get the draw off of this, and then especially if you have blackout with this set, this can search you affect Veiler or Ash Blossom, which is pretty dope. So I think it's more useful than adding another Link monster. Then we play Dragite and Draco Berserker.
Berserker's so good.
This is just a really good utility card. Yeah, this card shits on Sprite. Sorry for the language, but...
We're 4 minutes in. As long as we don't abuse that, we're good.
All right. Perfect. We got 2 Shishao. I think 2 is all you need. It's like the original Kit Kalos. 2 Boxia. There's an argument that this is like the best synchro in the extra deck because it's insane going second. It's also like an extender going first if you do like the tie A line. So 2 of that. 1 Yazi. This card's nuts going second, especially with Bystials like Destrudo or like Bystial plus Valor. Them not being able to target it comes up a lot, and it's just an insane card. And then our links, we only play 4. Used to, it'd be like this and 3 of these. But since we play Bystials, Dark's just like a super powerful link monster.
It came up a lot too when we were playtesting.
Yeah. And one thing I want to kind of bring attention to, like, this could also just be Black Rose Dragon, because I think that card still auto wins games. But I just like having utility to be like, because there are boards you can make like this with a Bystial, right? And then you have like an interruption when you need to trigger it. You have, you know, a non-targeting banish, and you have a spell trap interruption versus just like having the Shisha or something. So yeah, I think that's super important. And I'll go to my side deck. All right, 3 Gamma and a Driver and 3 Nib. That's the monsters we side. So obviously the main deck's like really strong against tier. So the only thing that you could argue is also going to be siding against tier would be this. But you side this in against like anything really that, you know, specials a bunch, because you have the notorious Valor Nib or like Imperm Nib combo, and just like destroys everything, even tier really. I mean, they don't play around it. So 3 tactics. It's really good going first and second. I would argue it's maybe better going first, especially against tier, because like you can do the Havness stuff, or they can do the Havness stuff, and just gives you additional pluses or a way to look at their hand and like know which end board you need to set up in this.
And this has gone down recently, but I really gotta like shout out Konami. I don't know if I can get it to focus on. There it goes, kind of. On the Pharaoh's Rare, I guess it's not going to want to do it because I'm trying to show it off. But the Pharaoh's Rares look really amazing, and this has gone down in price. But the Pharaoh's Rares look really good. Thank you, Konami, for bringing those out.
Yeah, I really like diversifying the rarities in my deck. Like Starlights are cool, and I really like Starlights. They're my favorite rarity. But I also like, I play Lightning Storm for Flunder, and like I guess back row decks, but those really don't exist anymore. But I really like the way the Collector's Rares look.
Oh yeah, definitely. Almost like ultis.
This was 3 Spellbound, because I think that card's really good against Flunder, but Sword Soul was already like Flunder's natural enemy in past formats, and they just have a good enough field going first. So there's no reason to really side that in. So I'd rather have, you know, a card that's stronger going second if you need it. So, yep, that's that for now. I do want to shout out a few things. I want to shout out my wife, who I love very much and I miss. She always gives me a hard time for never shouting her out in deck profiles, so I remembered this time. Shout out Goo Gaming, and then also shout out CM Games, which is the best card store in Tennessee. I don't know if I can say that.
Debatable because of sponsors, yeah.
Because of Sinjin's ties with other people, but
your word's not mine.
Yeah, that's fair.
Your word's not mine.
But yeah, that's it. I think you should try Sword Soul. I think it's really fun. I think it's very underrated. I think if you get good with the deck, I think it pretty much can like combat anything in the room. So maybe not a YCS, but I think you top a regional with it.
Easy,
sure.
Easy.
Yeah, that's all I've got.
All right, thanks guys. Make sure to like and subscribe, excuse me. And if you have any questions for John or just want to, you know, heckle him at all, you know, the comment section below is where you can do that, and he will, of course, check that out.
Yeah, that usually happens.
But yeah, love your face. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button.